Hi, it's Wednesday, and that means it's time for another video edition of Widower Wednesday. I'm Abel Keogh, author of the book Dating a Widower, and today we're going to discuss how often the widower thinks about the late wife. This is a subject that comes up in the Dating a Widower Facebook group quite a bit. I get it sometimes in emails, and the concern usually goes something like this: like maybe they're driving along and a song comes on the radio or on the playlist or whatever, and it's their song or it's a song maybe meant something to him and the late wife, or maybe you're watching TV and there's a character that's widowed, or I don't know, somebody dies from cancer and the widower's late wife died from cancer, and I get these questions: is the widower thinking about the late wife during these times? Well, I'm going to give you the short answer to that, and the answer is yes, he is. In fact, I'm going to go on and say that the widower is probably triggered way more often than you realize. He's probably thinking about the late wife way more often than you realize. Now, I'm not saying this to discourage you or to make you think that the relationship isn't going to work. It's just a fact of life that there can be triggering events that make the widower think of the late wife, and probably a lot of events that you don't even realize. For example, I'll just give you a personal example. When I was dating Julie, I know that, I was living in a part of town that Krista and I had spent a lot of our time growing up in, and there were memories everywhere of Krista. I could drive by a bus stop, for example, and remember the time that we were waiting for a bus to come pick us up and go to school and stuff like that. I mean, just lots of triggers and lots of memories. And I would also add that this is more common in recent widowers. So the more recent your widower has lost his wife, the shorter period of time between that, the more often these triggers are coming up, right? These triggers tend to go away the longer that they're widowed. So the more time passes, especially things like that, these triggers come less often. But again, I'm just trying to be honest here. That the widower is triggered way more than you think. Now, that's not necessarily a bad thing, because there's nothing you can really do about triggers, right? Something comes on the TV, a song is played. Sometimes things just happen, and there's going to be triggering events. And so the issue really isn't, though, how often is he being triggered? The issue is, how is he handling the triggers? So this is what you want to look for. So the answer is, he's thinking about her, but that's not okay. Again, I know some of you are probably freaking out thinking about this, but you get triggered about things too, and maybe it's a relationship thing or a work thing or something else. We all have triggers, and we'll see things, hear things, smell things, whatever, and we're going to get triggered, and it's going to bring back memories, good memories, bad memories, whatever it is. So the issue isn't, though, if they're triggered, because we're human and we're all going to be triggered. The issue is how are they handling the triggers? That's what's important. And if they're handling the triggers in a good way, that you can't tell that anything's going on in his mind, then don't worry about it. So, like for example, I don't know, whatever, drive down the street with Julie. We're going out on a date, and maybe I have 10 triggers by the time we've reached our destination. Julie doesn't know I've had 10 triggers, right? Julie, because we've been talking, we've been doing things. I've dealt with the memories. I've been, and I just kind of go on with life. If your widower is getting triggered and you don't know he's getting triggered, or if something does come up that has triggered him and he's acting more or less normal, that's good. That's what you want, because he needs to learn how to in a healthy way, deal with these triggers. Now, if triggers are coming up, and again, once in a while, you're going to get a gut punch where maybe there's an emotional reaction, but if 99% of the time he's handling these triggers and it's great, you don't have anything to worry about. The issue is if these triggers are coming up and you can, not only does he have a reaction, but the reaction lasts, and you can tell maybe it upsets him for hours afterwards or something like that, or it's a trigger that comes up again and again, and he just can't handle it. That's more of a red flag in my mind. It's not that you're getting triggered and not that there's memories. It's how is the widower handling them. So, again, I'm not saying this to discourage you, but the widower is probably getting triggered way more often than you think. That's not a bad thing. But again, the issue is, how is he handling the triggers? Is he handling them in a healthy way that you don't really realize it, or is he just kind of, or is he letting his emotions get the better of him? If he's handling them in a healthy way, you don't have anything to worry about. You get triggered all the time too, maybe memories of an ex, maybe family memories, good memories, bad memories. It's how you handle the triggers and the memories. It's not what's triggering them or how many triggers you're getting. That's what you want to focus on. So don't worry about if he's thinking about the late wife or not. Again, the concern is how is he handling it when these memories come up? And if he's doing it in a healthy way, you don't have much to worry about. I'm Abel Keough, author of the book Dating a Widower. You can share your stories in the comments below. If you have a disagreement as well, share them as well. I'm up for that as well. I have no issue with that. Feel free to schedule a coaching session, like the video, subscribe, share. I'm Abel Keough, author of the book Dating a Widower, and I will see you all next Wednesday.